Have you ever stopped to think about the tiny, intricate components that make your smartphone, laptop, or smart TV so incredibly powerful and efficient? Chances are, those cutting-edge devices have one thing in common. They're powered by semiconductors made in Taiwan. Taiwan, a small island nation off the coast of China, has become an unlikely global powerhouse in the semiconductor industry. At the heart of this success story is Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, or TSMC, which has been quietly revolutionizing the tech world for decades. TSMC is the world's largest contract chipmaker, producing semiconductors for tech giants like Apple, Qualcomm, and Nvidia. In fact, if you own a smartphone, there's a good chance it contains a chip made by TSMC. The company's advanced manufacturing processes and cutting-edge technology have made it the go-to choice for the world's most innovative tech firms. But how did Taiwan, a country with a population of just 23 million, come to dominate such a critical industry? And how did it become such a crucial geopolitical asset that has placed the island at the center of a global power struggle? The semiconductor industry, vital for everything from smartphones to military technology, is the backbone of the modern digital economy, and Taiwan sits at the pinnacle of this sector. China's desperate desire to bring Taiwan under its control is not solely about reunification. It's also about gaining dominance in the semiconductor industry. Beijing's ambitions to lead in artificial intelligence, 5G, and advanced manufacturing depend heavily on securing a reliable and cutting-edge semiconductor supply chain. Control over Taiwan's chip-making capabilities would give China an unparalleled advantage, potentially allowing it to outpace the West in technological development and solidify its position as a global superpower. At the same time, the West, particularly the United States, views Taiwan as an indispensable ally in maintaining its technological edge and economic security. Western nations have heavily invested in Taiwan's semiconductor industry, recognizing that any disruption to this supply chain could have catastrophic effects on global markets, national security, and the balance of power. This reliance on Taiwanese semiconductors has led to heightened geopolitical tensions, with the West keen on ensuring Taiwan remains independent and stable, and thus able to continue its role as the world's semiconductor hub. Why are the Taiwanese so good at making chips? The answer lies in a combination of factors, including a highly skilled workforce, strategic investments in education and R&D, and a supportive government that recognized the importance of the semiconductor industry early on. Taiwan's journey to becoming a semiconductor powerhouse began in the 1970s, when the government established the Industrial Technology Research Institute to promote the development of high-tech industries. ITRI played a crucial role in nurturing the early semiconductor industry, providing research and development support and helping to train a new generation of engineers and technicians. In 1987, TSMC was spun off from ITRI as a joint venture between the government and private investors. The company's founders saw an opportunity to create a new business model. Instead of designing and manufacturing their own chips, they would focus solely on manufacturing chips for other companies. This pure-play foundry model proved to be a game changer, allowing TSMC to focus on developing the most advanced manufacturing processes and technologies without the burden of designing and marketing their own products. As a result, TSMC quickly became the partner of choice for fabless semiconductor companies around the world. Fabless companies, as the name suggests, do not own or operate their own semiconductor fabrication plants. Instead, they focus on designing semiconductor chips and then outsource the actual manufacturing to companies like TSMC. This model is especially attractive for companies that want to avoid the enormous costs and risks associated with building and maintaining their own fabs, which require billions of dollars in investment and cutting-edge technology. By partnering with TSMC, these fabless companies can leverage TSMC's expertise and advanced manufacturing capabilities to bring their designs to life without the need to invest in their own manufacturing infrastructure. This collaboration has fueled the success of many of today's leading tech companies, allowing them to innovate rapidly while relying on TSMC's world-class production capabilities. But TSMC's success is about more than just a clever business model. The company has consistently pushed the boundaries of what's possible in semiconductor manufacturing, pioneering new technologies and processes that have enabled the creation of ever smaller, faster, and more efficient chips. Take, for example, TSMC's groundbreaking work on extreme ultraviolet lithography, a technology that uses high energy light to etch incredibly precise patterns onto silicon wafers. EUV has enabled TSMC to create chips with features as small as 5 nanometers. That's about 1/20th the width of a human hair. These advances have had a profound impact on the tech industry, enabling the creation of more powerful and efficient devices that have transformed the way we live and work. From smartphones and laptops to data centers and autonomous vehicles, TSMC's chips are at the heart of some of the most important technological innovations of our time. But TSMC's impact goes beyond just the tech industry. The company's success has also had significant geopolitical implications, as Taiwan's dominance in the semiconductor industry has given it a level of strategic importance that belies its small size. In an era of increasing tensions between the US and China, Taiwan's semiconductor industry has become a key bargaining chip in the global tech trade. The US has sought to strengthen its ties with Taiwan and TSMC in particular, recognizing the critical role that the company plays in the global supply chain. For example, in 2020, TSMC announced plans to build a $12 billion advanced semiconductor fabrication plant in Arizona, marking a significant step in bringing some of its cutting-edge manufacturing capabilities to US soil. This move was heavily supported by the US government, which sees it as a way to secure a more reliable supply of advanced chips for American industries, ranging from consumer electronics to military applications. The US has also ramped up its efforts to restrict China's access to advanced semiconductor technology, implementing export controls and urging allies to do the same. This has made Taiwan, and TSMC specifically, even more critical as a supplier to the West, as these actions effectively limit China's ability to produce or acquire the most advanced chips. The US government has made it clear that maintaining Taiwan's independence and security is not only about supporting democracy, but also about preserving its access to TSMC's unparalleled manufacturing capabilities. China, on the other hand, has been aggressively pursuing self-sufficiency in semiconductor manufacturing. China's ambition to reduce its reliance on foreign suppliers like TSMC has intensified the geopolitical stakes in the global tech industry. Beijing has been pouring massive resources into developing its own semiconductor capabilities, recognizing that technological self-sufficiency is crucial for both its economic future and national security. However, despite these efforts, China remains heavily dependent on TSMC for the most advanced chips, which are essential for everything from consumer electronics to military technology. This dependence has created a significant vulnerability for China, as its access to these critical components is largely controlled by a single foreign entity in Taiwan, a region with its own complex political relationship with China. The Chinese government has made no secret of its long-term goal to reunify with Taiwan, and some analysts believe that gaining control over TSMC and its cutting-edge technology is a significant part of that ambition. This has led to growing concerns about a potential military confrontation over Taiwan, with the semiconductor industry being a central factor in the strategic calculations of both China and the West. The term silicon curtain has emerged as a metaphor for the potential division of the global tech industry into two separate and competing blocks, one led by the US and its allies, and the other by China. If this division were to occur, it could have profound implications for the global economy, leading to fragmented supply chains, increased costs, and slower innovation. The semiconductor industry, with Taiwan at its center, would be one of the most affected sectors, as the competition for control over chip production capabilities would likely become even more intense. China's strategy to reduce its reliance on TSMC and other foreign chip makers includes significant investments in domestic companies like SMIC. However, these efforts have been hampered by US export controls that limit China's access to the advanced equipment and software needed to produce cutting-edge chips. These restrictions have slowed China's progress, but they have also heightened the sense of urgency within Beijing to achieve semiconductor independence as quickly as possible. Despite these challenges, TSMC has remained a paragon of resilience and adaptability. The company has weathered numerous crises over the years, from the global financial crisis of 2008 to the COVID-19 pandemic, and has emerged stronger each time. In fact, the pandemic has only highlighted the critical importance of TSMC's role in the global supply chain. As demand for laptops, tablets, and other devices soared during lockdowns, TSMC ramped up production to meet the surge in demand, even as other industries struggled to cope with the fallout from the pandemic. Looking to the future, TSMC shows no signs of slowing down. The company has announced plans to invest $100 billion over the next 3 years, to expand its manufacturing capacity and develop new technologies, including 3 and 2 nanometer process nodes that will enable even smaller and more powerful chips. But perhaps most importantly, Taiwan's semiconductor industry serves as a powerful reminder of the critical role that technology plays in shaping our world. From the devices we use every day to the global supply chains that power the modern economy, semiconductors are the unsung heroes that make it all possible. And at the heart of this ecosystem is a small island nation that has defied the odds to become a global tech powerhouse. Thanks for watching. If you liked that video, then please consider subscribing. And if you want to see more like that, then head on over to the channel where you can find more deep dives into movies, media, and culture. Thanks.